Most of us think we know how Cleopatra died: a poisoned snake, a dramatic suicide, and the fall of Egypt. But what if I told you the real story is far stranger, far darker, and far more political than Hollywood ever showed? Today, we're uncovering the surprising truth about Cleopatra's fate, a mystery that historians and scientists are still debating. For over 2,000 years, we've been told the same story. Cleopatra, defeated and desperate, smuggled an asp into her chamber and let it bite her. A dramatic end for a dramatic queen. It's poetic, it's theatrical, and it's almost certainly propaganda. Let's rewind to August of 30 BCE. Octavian's forces had just captured Alexandria. Mark Antony was dead, having fallen on his own sword after receiving false news that Cleopatra had already killed herself. Egypt's military was crushed. The last pharaoh of an unbroken 3,000-year dynasty was cornered in her own mausoleum. Octavian wanted her alive, but not out of mercy. See, Roman generals celebrated their victories with something called a triumph. A parade through the streets of Rome, displaying captured enemies in chains. For Octavian, dragging Cleopatra through the capital would be the ultimate political statement. Cleopatra understood this. She had no intention of becoming a spectacle. The ancient sources are where things get messy. Plutarch, writing over a century after Cleopatra's death, describes 2 small puncture marks on her arm. But he also admits that no snake was ever found in the chamber. Strabo, a geographer who was actually in Alexandria around that time, mentions nothing about a snake at all. Dio Cassius offers yet another version, suggesting the asp was hidden in a basket of figs. These accounts don't just differ, they contradict each other entirely. And here's the thing about ancient Roman historians. They weren't journalists, they were propagandists. Rome despised Cleopatra. She represented everything they feared: a powerful woman, a foreign queen, an Eastern threat to their empire. The snake story served Rome's narrative perfectly. It made her death seem exotic, impulsive, almost primitive. It erased the image of a calculating ruler and replaced it with a lovesick queen who couldn't face defeat. Modern toxicology tells a different story. An Egyptian cobra bite doesn't kill quickly. The venom causes progressive paralysis over several hours. Victims experience pain, swelling, and difficulty breathing long before death finally arrives. Yet ancient accounts describe Cleopatra dying peacefully and rapidly, her 2 handmaidens beside her showing no signs of struggle. 3 people dying calmly and almost simultaneously from snake bites. The math doesn't work. What does work is poison. Historians and scientists now believe Cleopatra likely used a carefully prepared cocktail, mixing hemlock, aconite, and opium. Hemlock causes ascending paralysis, aconite attacks the heart, opium dulls the pain and gently sedates. Combined, they would produce exactly what the ancient sources describe: a quick, painless death that looked almost like sleep. Cleopatra wasn't a chemistry amateur. Sources say she experimented to discover which poisons killed most gently. This wasn't a woman who left things to chance. But here's where the conspiracy theorists enter the room. Some even argue Cleopatra never chose death at all. They claim Octavian had her quietly poisoned, then staged the perfect snake suicide to impress Rome and secure his victory. A public execution risked revolt in Egypt. A tidy suicide let him annex the kingdom calmly and keep his own hands clean. Yet his guards were posted right outside her door. If poison reached Cleopatra, either security failed or someone was ordered to look away. The frustrating truth is, we may never know. The trail went cold millennia ago. Her tomb has never been found. Archaeologists still comb Alexandria's ruins, searching for a shared grave with Antony or for remains long destroyed. What we do know is how hard Rome rewrote her, downplaying the polyglot strategist and naval commander to sell a dangerous seductress. The snake story was the final revision, making her seem impulsive and lovesick instead of disciplined, calculating, and politically terrifying. And yet it almost worked. Today we study Cleopatra not for beauty, but for brilliance. Rome erased her kingdom. They couldn't erase her. If you love untangling history's legends, like, subscribe, and comment.